What it do, homies? It's your boy David, and back today. We back with some more Metallica. This time we're checking out King Nothing. Now we're going to do the official music video. I generally don't like doing the music videos because I feel like that's when I run into the most copyright blocks. But lately Metallica's been showing me some love lately, especially with the lack of copyright and stuff. That's been a thing. They haven't been copyrighting some of my reactions to their music, so I don't know if that's what they're doing to everybody, but I like to think that maybe they saw some of my reactions and they like them. You know what I mean? Wishful thinking. Anyways, let's go ahead, shut up and turn it up. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay, so very interesting start, right? And this is one of the things, like whenever I'm looking at music videos from Metallica, I feel like it kind of strips away some of my ability to kind of fantasize what I think is going on, right, with the instruments. But I've been doing Metallica reactions for I think about 3 years now, so I think I could still kind of take away some stuff. So just starting off with the beginning, that kind of like that drone sound, it almost kind of gave me like a sense of dread almost, especially how it was kind of passing through one thing and out to the other. I started immediately thinking about kings and how they have like their councils and they have like all this crap that's just going in one ear and possibly going throughout the others, right? And most of the news is generally stuff that you don't necessarily want to hear, or sometimes it's scary news, and it's you know, not comforted, but it's aided by the fact that you have to make a decision. You know what I mean? So it's just that, you know, kind of like that weird sound, like a mosquito. You know, you just want to bite it away, but you can't, right? And each time you do, it just moves over to the other ear. So very interesting way of kind of sliding in, but that's Metallica, right? Giving us really, really interesting intros right before they go straight into the rhythm, getting us jamming. Let's keep it going. One thing about Metallica, and I think we got the lyrics down here. One thing about Metallica is that, man, they just have such a distinctive sound. This song sounds familiar, but I know I haven't heard it yet because I went and selected. You know, I always go, especially with the amount of Metallica reactions that I have, I always go and see if I've done it before. I just wanted to go down here to make sure I understood what I understood. All the once you wasted, all the chase it crashes down and you break your crown. I wish I made one. It's almost like, you know, what's that? You can't always get what you want, right? Have a wish is through, dig for gold, dig for fame, you dig to make your name repacified. All the type of stuff that some people go to achieve fame, right? It ain't even always got to be achieve fame, like to achieve like notoriety and everything. Now this right here, and then it crashes all down, but there's no one around. Just want one thing, just to play the king. The castle's crumbled. Are you left with just a name? Where's your crown? King Nothing. Where's your crown? uh illusions, chasing after different types of false illusions and stuff like that. um but yeah, okay, all right, let's keep it going.
Hot and cold, but the soul, the heart is gold. Yeah, are you satisfied?
Oh, look at that. See how did he throw away the crown and then put on another one?
Hot and cold, but the soul, the heart is gold.
Kind of shifting between one subject to the other, right? Not having like a clear focus on what you want to do. King nothing. When you go around and you kind of talk your stuff, right? And you kind of assert, like you try to assert your dominance. One thing that I've learned, especially with, the whole YouTube, actually, and kind of like in general, is that, and I think I had a discussion, or I saw somebody having a discussion like this on my Twitter, and they was talking about, when you start saying like you the greatest at everything and type of stuff, you often find that the people who are the greatest aren't the ones that are saying it, right? It's the other people that are saying it about them. So the people who are saying that they're the greatest and everything, well, they might think that, you know what I mean? It's fine that you think that, and confidence and everything, good for you. You know what I mean? But when you try to convince others of it, they not gonna see it your way, right? So you ain't really the king of nothing, right? You surrounded yourself with all these type of things, like you say, you digging for gold and everything, and you think that you are this high and mighty and stuff until it comes crashing down. And if you haven't learned your lesson, then you are simply just gonna go on to the next thing, on and on and on, before you just burn yourself to the ground. King nothing.
Hot and cold, but the soul, the heart is gold. Yeah, are you satisfied? Wish I might, wish I made you wish your life away. Are you pacified? All the wants you waste, all the things you chase, then it all crashes down and you break your crown and you point your finger, but there's no one around. Just one thing, just to play the king. But the castle's crumbled and you're left with just a name. Where's your crown, king? Nothing. Yeah, nothing. Oh, where's your crown?
Nah, bro, that's that type of solo that you got to go take a smoke break or something afterwards, bro. For those of you that are strong enough to make it through that solo, when did this song come out? I know when it's uploaded isn't necessarily when it came out. Okay, so this was 2009. Okay, people were still rolling around with CD players, something like that. Music streaming wasn't where it is now. I know because that's when I graduated in high school. Nah, you would have needed to pause that. Go ahead and hit that CD player, right? You might have been jumping around. You done put a skip on your CD disc now. You done put a scratch on it. Now it's skipping through it. That probably gave it a whole nother sound. Nah, bro. The rhythm switch on the drums that went right into that guitar solo, it was already over. It was already over when the rhythm switch, when they switched up, what did it? The snare came on a 1, 2, it went on a 2, then it went 1, 3, I don't know. It switched up, and then the wah pedal. Oh my goodness! When it comes to like delivering emotion and like that crying and like just that super tearing up, scrunchy face stuff that you just got to do, God. And it didn't let up either. It didn't let up. It just continued to bring destruction in our ears. What are you supposed to do? What am I supposed to do here, y'all? You do nothing. You just sit back and you just embrace. That has got to be one of their top solos. I mean, man, I've listened to so much Metallica lately. Probably nothing compared to what you guys have listened to, but I think that had to have been a top solo. God, it was just so unrelenting. Okay, back to the video, back to what's going on here. In addition to throwing all the crowns around, we also noticed that he's kind of trembling through the elements, right? As it's going from, that's a sense of progression, right? It would have been different if it would have been another interesting story if he kind of walked around and the elements of the elements of the place didn't change, right? Because then that would kind of symbol if you walking around thinking that the things are going to be different, but reality is the same. But what it's showing is, whenever somebody's doing a time lapse of seasons progressing, then that's obviously a time lapse of time passing. It'd be very interesting if he got to old age or something like that, or as soon as he puts on another crown at the end of this, he's like dead, right? So I get the message, always digging for this different type of stuff. And whenever it doesn't work, you just start all over again, not learning your lesson. But I like the addition of them showing him going through, different type of elements as the seasons change. But man, that solo, come on now.
Have this wish I wish tonight. I want that star. I want it now. I want it all, and I don't care how. Careful what you wish.
This can also kind of be looked at as a like one of those 7 deadly sins, right? Greed, lust.
Careful what you say. Careful what you wish. You may regret it. Careful what you wish. You just might get it. Then it all crashes down, and you break your crown, and you put your finger, but there's no one around. Just one thing, just to play the game. But the castles crumble, and you're left with just a name. Where's your crown, king? Nothing. No, you're just nothing. Where's your crown, king? Nothing. No, you're just nothing. Absolutely nothing. Off to
Okay, so the crowds, it looks like they might have manifested or something like that, right? All of these roads and all this digging, all this chasing, all these wants. That's interesting. He says in there that it all comes crashing down. So when I looked at the first person start merging in with this guy, it almost looks like it was like an aspiration. Those of you who watch anime, when you kind of cast an ability that gives you an after image, right? Or Naruto for purposes for my anime watchers, when you cast a clone of yourself and that clone disappears and everything returns to you. So I'm sitting here thinking that he has reached a point to where the crashing down, right? All of those things that he's done, all of the regrets have all come back and just hit him smacked in the head, right? Almost like a midlife crisis where you realize that everything that you've done has been for nothing, or you wanted to do something else, but you put so much time and effort into these other things, they can't be ignored. It's like you got to deal with it before you can move on, but he wasn't moving on. He just kept chasing after one thing after another, and it's all caught up with him, right? I mean, he says it in the lyrics, but the visual representation of that, right? This is like on some Game of Thrones or some Walking Dead type stuff, man. Well, thank you guys for you that stayed for my commentary. That's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.